Hi, in this session let us see how to install Git in our Windows 10 operating system. I'm Kumar and welcome to my channel on tech and tutorials. Head over to Git for windows.org here and you can click on the download link in here and it will download the latest version. So I have already downloaded the installer. Once you double click on the installer, you should see this screen or dialog on your window. Just click yes on this dialog and move on to the next screen. So in the next screen you will see the information about the general public license. Click next and you should see the installer path where you want to install your Git. We would just keep the defaults in here. Moving ahead, click next and then you get the selection of the components. In here we need the Git Bash, but we don't need the Git GUI for our Git. We just want to work on the command prompt. We can use some other GUI. We will not use the inbuilt GUI of Git. And then large file support and other configurations, you can just leave the other options selected. Click next. This is about the start menu. It will name it as Git and I don't want to create any shortcut, so just leave it as defaults and click next. Next comes the default editor used by Git. So by default we will have the bash and we will be mostly working on the Git Bash. So Vim is by default, Vim will be by default installed in that bash, so we will use Vim. You can of course select other options based on your ease of use, Notepad or Atom or some other editor. You can of course go ahead later and change it. So I'll just keep it as Vim editor and click next. So this option is about which command prompt we want to use for Git. So use Git from Git Bash only. So this will restrict us using only from the Git Bash, and the second option is the recommended one, which will allow us to use from Windows command prompt as well as the Git Bash. So we'll keep the defaults, the recommended one. Click next and open SSH. In this screen we'll use the default one, use OpenSSH. We are not bothered about the tortoise here. So we'll use the SSH which comes with the Git Bash and we'll keep this selection by default. Use OpenSSL library. This usually comes if you have PuTTY or Tortoise SVN installed. You can actually ignore this and just keep it to defaults. Anyway, it's best to use OpenSSL to make our things easier. So we'll just use OpenSSL library. Click next. Okay, the next option is about Windows style and commit is Unix style. So as we know, most of these servers written in any language, Java, Python or any other language, usually runs in a Linux operating system. So the checkout, when you do a checkout or pull down from any GitHub, it will be Windows style, and when you do a commit, it should go in as Unix style. So we'll just keep as defaults here also, checkout Windows style, commit Unix style line endings, and which is the recommended one from Git as well. Click next and you should see the min_tty, the default terminal as the terminal emulator. We'll just keep it as default because this is the best option for Git. Click next. Enable file system caching and enable Git credentials manager. Actually the Git credential manager provides secure Git username password storage in your Windows operating system, so we have to enable this option. Whatever username password you provide will be saved in the Windows credential manager. And we click on install and the installation starts here. It's going to take few minutes. We'll just pause the video and come back. So this is the final screen once the installation is complete. I will uncheck this release notes, view release notes, and click on next to finish the setup. Next, and that's about installation of Git.
If you right click on your desktop, you should see the Git Bash option in here. So now that we have installed Git in our Windows operating system, let's go ahead and check the Git command on the Git Bash prompt and open the Git Bash. This is the Git Bash, and from here we can check the Git version as well. Git version, and you see the same version here as well. So mostly we will be using the Git Bash for working with Git because it's good to learn some Linux commands, since Git also has some inbuilt Linux commands like git rm, git mv, which actually mv is for move, rm is for remove in Linux operating system commands. So that's all in this session. Thank you.